Welcome to Megapath Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today, let's talk The Walking Dead, Season 7, Episode 10. If you're new here, we're going to talk just briefly, like a first impression, and then tomorrow I will upload my in-depth discussion about this episode. I had good vibes coming out of this episode. This episode, between the characters, highlights one of the main things I find most entertaining is where when you get so attached to the characters, you're fine just watching them talk and interact with each other. Between Carol and Daryl and Morgan, even between Richard and Daryl, I was fine with. I don't need any action or anything exploding. Just between those characters and their dialogue and conversation together. Sure, you could probably nitpick some things here and there. You always can find something to pick out, but just their interactions alone, I was wanting more. I didn't want the episode to stop. We will get to a couple cons, I'm sure, tomorrow. I did make a comment on social media about not seeing the Walker kill. That isn't strictly about gore. I know there was that announcement and then that retraction of the announcement maybe like a month ago, but it wasn't about that. That helped highlight it, but it was the simple fact that this was a Walker that you needed to be clever on how you killed it. How do you kill it? Do you take what did he have, a shard of glass or a screwdriver, or do you take an object, a sharp object, and go up through its jaw? Did Rick cut its head off? I mean, did he take his head off, spine and all, with a little piece of glass? This is why I was kind of confused why they didn't show that Walker kill. When I rewatch it, I'm going to look and see, but it did look like the head was decapitated. That is not something that Walking Dead does. Walking Dead goes in up close, especially for the Walker kills. So right there, we'll talk about it more in the in-depth video, but right there, I think is a clear example showing that I think they lied. They're going to be trimming out some of the gore and the violence, and that's extremely disappointing because that Spike Monster was friggin' not Spike Monster, the Spike Monster zombie, Winslow, was awesome. I can see him definitely being a collector's piece in someone's collection in 2018. They'll be rolling out like a resin statue or some type of figure or something like that. As far as the theme of this episode, I can feel already the fan base loving the episode, happy with the direction it's going. There's definitely going to be a splinter of the fan base that is going to call this filler, because if you looked at the communities involved in the story that's set up already, in a way you don't even need the Junkyard group. So this could be looked at as filler that's taken up some of the time, so that way we can have All Out War in Season 8. You guys know I want All Out War in Season 8, so I'm not all that bad as long as it's good story. We can't really judge it yet until we see it play out, because there could be a specific reason besides having a throwaway army that we don't know about. I like already the direction they're going with the Junkyard army. A little green screen problems, but I like it. I'm not a big fan of the sloppy dialogue or the simple dialogue. I don't think enough time has passed for people to, for their language and the way they speak to erode to that type of degree. However, if this is a slang that they just got used to, alright, yeah. But overall, it was a fun episode. I enjoyed it. I was liking the characters' interaction back and forth. I was very impressed that they are not slamming, Carol and Daryl together as an intimate relationship, and I know there's going to be fans that want that are craving that, the shippers out there, but I love the dynamic they're building between these two characters, and I thought they had some very powerful scenes tonight, and I can't wait to see what happens in the future when Carol finds out that Daryl lied, that Daryl didn't tell the truth. And I don't blame him. Right off the bat, I don't blame him at all, because that changes everything. Her finding out about that changes everything. On top of that, it makes for one awkward dinner. You know what I mean? I liked it. I enjoyed it. But one thing I want to let you guys know, I'm going to try to do a Q&A video based off of your questions from this video. So down in that comment box, Q&A, first thing in the comment, so that way I can find your questions easier. I'll leave the rules in the video description, as well as some other links to some social media sites, and then stay tuned for tomorrow for the in-depth review for this episode, and also the prediction video for next week's episode, which looks like a fun one. It looks like we go back to immediately after Daryl escapes from the Saviors and we see what Dwight's up to. He's going to be the character I want to see the most. I'm most curious about what they're doing with him, because what I expected them to do with him, they're doing it a little slower from the looks of it, and we might get the answer to who snuck Daryl the key, because right now it's in the air between Dwight and Sherry. Yeah, I think those are the two main suspects. Maybe the doctor, a couple fans are saying. So, one more thing. Father Gabriel did write Boat. I ate so much shit for that prediction, it's unbelievable, but he did write Boat. Because again, if it was the trash people, they would have wrote it on the wall. You know what I mean? Unmistakable. Here it is on the wall. You can't miss it. Not in a little notebook that can get lost. You know what I mean? All right, thoughts and opinions and Q&A questions in that comment box. I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm done talking. It's your turn. Subscribe now.